On this episode of Two Dudes, One Cart, John and I are joined by Brandon Snell, the director of golf at Chatham Hills. And unless you live under a rock, I'm sure you know that LIV is coming to town. So we're going to sit down and talk with Brandon about the preparations, where everything stands, and quite frankly, how he's holding up. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Two Dudes, One Cart with Brandon Snell, the director of golf at Chatham Hills. And as always, we appreciate you listening. All right, everybody, we are lucky enough to be joined by what I would think would be the busiest director of golf in Indiana right now, Mr. Brandon Snell. Brandon, how you doing?
We're doing all right. We're excited, really excited.
So how have the preparations went? How's the course looking? And what's your overall gauge on how you're feeling right now? And are you guys ready and ready to go to have some of the best players in the world tee up at the club at Chatham Hills?
Yeah, no, really excited for what's to come. I mean, the build out started in the middle of June, and it's gone vertical really quick, and now it's all really starting to come together. So we've got pretty much three huge structures between number 18, number 17, and the party hole number 11. So, I mean, the structures, everything's all coming together. The rough is insanely long right now, as we've been slowly but surely training it to be that long length and really stand up. So you get those golf balls that if you don't hit the fairway that you could land a 747 on, then they're going to sit down in that rough. And my goodness, it has been uber challenging, to say the least, as far as the playability of the golf course goes. But overall, the golf course looks fantastic. I mean, we had a couple little areas that were working through some drainage things going on, but that being number 17. But the driving range is completely renovated, and that's all looking, it's in a pretty good spot right now. Front nine looks fantastic. 10, 11, the party hole with all the birdie shack and all the hospitality suites surrounding it is a pretty cool sight to see. And then you get up then to 14, which is now a 225-yard par 3, which is crazy long, to our smallest green on property. So that's a totally different look. It's pretty damn scary standing back on that tee box, looking at that tee shot. But yeah, overall, I mean, golf courses, it's never been better from the overall standpoint, and really excited for this event and the future.
Now, what was it like to see all that stuff coming in for them to set up like the party hole and get all that stuff in place? What kind of logistics was that to get that over there and get everything set up? Did you get to watch any of it, or you just didn't even want to look? You just want to go out there after it's done?
Yeah, it's been, to put it all in a nutshell, man, it's been surreal. To attend an event of this caliber is one thing, but then to host one and to be in the inner workings of it is a totally different ballgame. They have what they like to call the compound, which is a big field that they leased out just bordering our property, just to the south side of number 1. 20 acres roughly there. I don't even know. They rented that out, and that's basically where they're intaking everything, all the structures, where the food and beverage operation will run out of. It's kind of they've created it as their hub where all their shipments have gone to, so we can still operate our daily operations and service the membership to the best of our ability while this whole thing's being built out. But man, you start to see the structure, and it's not just, they do this big build out just to create an even base. So you've got your moguls surrounding the green, and they've got all the scaffolding that gets built up to what they can then create as their level base, and then they build up on top of it. So some of these areas, they're building up 10, 15 feet just to get an even spot. And then they're putting their 15, 20, 30-foot structures on top of that. So it's been really cool. And I mean, the progress that they've made since the middle to the latter part of June has been pretty incredible to kind of watch that unfold.
Well, I think what you guys have done, especially with me and John have been crying this on our past 5 or 6 podcasts of the weather that we've had, and it was definitely unforgiving for you guys with as much rain that we've gotten. And I think it's amazing what you guys have been able to do, because I guarantee you that range and getting all that stuff mowed down with the amount of water we got, that had to be an issue.
Oh yeah. I mean, but the total range renovation, I mean, our range was closed for close to 6, 7 months, man. It's been a grind, and looking back on it, I'm glad we're at the point where we're at. But it was a tough period of time, especially for our membership, especially, and even our teaching professionals trying to give lessons. I mean, we don't have a range, and all the in our agronomy team. I mean, they are the unsung heroes. I mean, because the stuff that they've had to put up with, like you alluded to, the rain, but not only that, but then to have like 3, 4 straight weeks of absolute heat that was just borderline unbearable. I mean, it felt like I was back in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's been very troubling for the agronomic teams here in central Indiana.
Yeah, they're getting just one end of the spectrum to the other. Thank God there's no snow. But
Yeah,
how's the membership? Well, how's their overall feel now, seeing all this stuff go up? How are they feeling about everything that's going on?
I think that for the majority, it's exciting to see on their own, on their club's grounds, and it the event's going to be exciting. But man, truth be told, it's been a lot of change. I mean, from every other day is different. From this hole being closed to that hole being closed, and trying to stay operational throughout the entirety of it was the biggest challenge that we've ever been thrown. I think we made it work. Was it fun for anyone? I don't believe it was. But truthfully, I think the membership will be I think they're going to be overall supportive just of everything. They support us as the golf operations, and we're extremely blessed to have that. But it hasn't been easy. I mean, it really hasn't, to throw all this stuff together. And as I alluded to last time, this is a one potential 2-year agreement. Do a 1 year with a 1 year extension that could happen, but none of that's set in stone. So if it were to happen again, which truth be told, I want it to happen again, because this year's been so many changes, and all the unknown, and it's been a big headache of a year, to put it quite truthfully. But we've got a lot that we've benefited from. I mean, redoing every single bunker, all 150, 55 bunkers on property, 8 new tee boxes, 4 of them were substantial. The benefits that we will reap after this will be well worth it. I know it will be. But yeah, this year's been a tough one.
You think that you've learned quite a bit along the way, to where if you do get awarded that extension for next year, that you're kind of chomping at the bit to get on that, because you're like, man, if we would have done whatever be X, Y, or Z this way instead of this way, we would have shaved off whatever 3 or 4 days off our schedule. Is that where you're at?
Yeah, it all comes out. It's more so communication, not even
Right.
of what we did. Just being able to communicate to the membership, because all this we don't know. We don't know how this, that, or the other is going to go, because it's a big chain of communication between, from LIV Golf down to Par Five, which is the operational component, and they've done an unbelievable job. I mean, the people at Par Five Group deserve everything, because they've been fantastic and very willing to help us. And they've good friends now, as we've had dinners and have had beverages after a long day, and just kind of talk about a game plan. And it's been really cool to see a totally different entity come in and really embrace our club, and to help us throughout us and our membership on a daily basis.
What do you think? What's been the biggest surprise since you've been involved in this now? What's one thing that may stick out that you think, that shocks you the most about what they do and how they set up? If there's any one thing. I mean, it's kind of like watching the fair come to town, isn't it? You know what I mean? Setting up all the rides. It's just a different level of carny, I guess. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it is. The biggest thing is just, truthfully, probably the level of detail. Just watching these structures go up, and what the scaffolding and stuff looks like underneath, you would never think. And then to have this top tier hospitality areas throughout the club are just unreal. To see these things come in, the next thing you know, it's a full blown glass structure that looks as elegant and as nice as you could ever imagine. So truly, it's the attention to detail is the biggest thing that I've seen. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot bigger build out than I ever would have anticipated. And what they made do with the room that they have. I mean, because we are a championship golf course in a community, a championship golf course with a community that was then built around it and throughout it. So when the Hankey family came up with the idea of Chatham Hills in 2013, 14, 15, and as that came to fruition, were they thinking that they'd eventually host a tour caliber event to have LIV Golf here on property? I mean, I don't think so. And if you were to ask them, I don't think they would have said anything near that. They want to just provide an incredible opportunity for their membership. And that was really the goal of Chatham. And here we are.
Now, how did you guys find a lot of difficulty on some of the holes to allow room for spectators? And how are you managing that? Is that just going to be, there's going to be roped off areas and then some of the fairways are just getting a little tighter?
Yeah, it's pretty much every hole has one side that spectators can be on. And that's all a conversation that we've had with a couple entities from LIV, but primarily par 5, and then just the flow of traffic and trying to see what would be the best possible experience for your spectators that are there on property. So going up the left side of 1, even cut down a road, down 2, back to the back side of the green. Everyone will be on the right side of 3, and then they'll be on the left side of 4. Then actually number 5, this is pretty incredible, or something that very unexpected. Number 5, and I think I even alluded to it last time, is that one of the biggest goals with bringing this tournament here is trying to keep the integrity of the PDI design. And that was one thing that before I even was involved in this, I was a little worried about. I didn't want this event coming in and saying that, okay, the back tees of one of our par 5s is now going to be where they're going to play their par 4 from. So, but number 5, they're actually moving way up on this par 5 and playing from our blue tees at 530, and they're playing that as a par 4. What that is then going to do is kind of open up a little bit more areas for spectators and everything, while in the flow of traffic will be a much smoother with that change. Was that strictly for spectators or the players? I can't say, but I think overall that's really going to help significantly. But that was the only change to the course relative to par. So right now we're looking at a par 71 with that 35 on the front, 36 on the back.
What does the aftermath look like for you guys on member play? Obviously they'll have to have some tear down time, but I thought, what a unique experience if you could just get the members out there after that to have some kind of little event, where you got all the stands up and all that stuff, and let them get out there and, take some shots or play some rounds, or are you going to have a brief kind of shut down of the course you're obviously going to have to let some stuff heal, I would imagine, just from all the foot traffic is what I'm getting at, I guess.
Oh yeah. There's definitely going to be some need for some downtime, but at the end of the day, it's a time when we really want to be open for the membership and let them experience that. Right. Like the Monday after the event, there's an AM being put on by LIV, just another opportunity for individuals involved in the event to play with all that stuff up, because it's a very unique experience playing with some of the structures there, especially 11 and hitting into the green in 18. Pretty cool sight to see and experience to be around. And then Wednesday morning, we have an opportunity for volunteers. There's a tiered system, since it being a 3-day event with the volunteers. Those that volunteered all 3 days do have an opportunity to play the golf course as it's set up and as that teardown starts to happen, but the big structures are up. And then we'll have regular member play on Thursday, or for Wednesday afternoon and Thursday. But then getting to Friday, and that's an event that we've labeled, it was called the Black Tee Championship, where it's just throw the tees back as far as humanly possible on property and let the membership go at it. And now it's just an event that we've had on an annual basis. Over the years, we've tried to make it more inclusive of everyone, and we've got 2 different divisions, one from the black tees, one from the green tees, which are tees far forward. And so we're actually hosting that event the Friday after LIV. And those people playing in the black tee are going to be playing the same tee boxes as those players played, and playing number 5 as a par 4, which they've never done before, and trying to get those same hole locations kind of mixed around. So they're putting those same things when they saw Bryson make birdie at 12, or a couple of those players make birdie on 5 as a par 4, which, I mean, from them, that's their par 5 that they'll be playing. So they're playing it one shot less. So it'll be a pretty interesting and unique opportunity for a membership.
Yeah, and some of those tee boxes are farther back.
Yes, indeed. And none of those have been touched yet. But yeah, there's definitely some numbers. They're really chomping at the bit. They really want to get out there and just to kind of see where these players place their tee shots. And in comparison, I mean, because we just had our club championship this past weekend, and my goodness, was it a bear? It was more of a everyone throw it in survival mode and try to just keep in the fairway, because you get in the rough and it's being cut at 4 inches right now, and it is nasty.
Wow, that's some you get some Oakmont rough.
Yeah, it's. I mean, our membership isn't used to playing conditions like that, but it was part of the prep that we needed to do to make this a challenge for the players coming in next week.
So how will that go? So will there be is the rough going to stay at that length throughout, or do you guys kind of cut it for like day one and then they just let it grow from there? So that
They'll cut it. Yeah, they'll cut it throughout on Monday, Tuesday, because to cut wall to wall all the rough on property takes 2 to 3 days. I mean, it's a very, very large job, large task that our agronomy team does on a weekly basis. But yeah, they'll mow it Monday, Tuesday, and then they'll let it go. And it's going to be nasty. We've been in Kirkpath only for the last 2.5 weeks, and last day of play is Wednesday the 6th. And then the golf course shuts down for the rest of the build out, other ergonomic practices that need to be done leading up to the event, and just kind of give the golf course a little bit of a break before the players come in for the practice rounds Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Pro-Am Thursday, and then the event.
So is your agronomy team excited to see what the players think and how they react to some of the stuff?
Yeah, I think they truly are. I mean, it's been Chad Allen and his team have done an unbelievable job, and the amount of support they have throughout that industry is pretty impressive. And Chad's following, I mean, Bentgrass Wizard is his X or Twitter handle, and I mean, he throws stuff up there all the time when it comes to even just stats. He's a huge numbers guy. I mean, he's a grass nerd. He's good at what he does, and it's been pretty cool to see. But yeah, no, they're super excited because they've seen what we do as our professional staff and the membership, but to have a look at a totally different caliber setup is really, really exciting.
John, you want to ask some questions that I've kind of been capitalizing all the time here?
No, I'm just hanging out, twiddling my thumbs, big dog. No, but, the weirdest thing or the coolest thing is number 5. Like, I know I hate number 5, right? Because 5's kind of dog legs to the left and straightens back out to the right, right? And I remember I hit it like left and the crap on the left, and then I dropped and then into the crap on the right. And I think both times I've played out there, that was an easy double both times. I don't think I've ever not doubled it, and I've tried it 2 different ways. But, I've talked to owner of my company, Mike Martin, like he's been excited about it. Mike Leffler, who I just played my member with out of Ewan, is like, these boys are going to be in for, a little bit of a challenge playing it, but that's coming from like a 20 handicap perspective and probably like a 12 handicap perspective. But still, those guys still have to hit balls out of that rough. I mean, not everybody's going to hit, all the fairways, all the greens. So I think that's going to be very exciting. So are the people that actually live on the course nervous? Because LIV has a different atmosphere. I think people are a little bit more amped up at most LIV events, more excited, more enthusiastic, maybe a little bit more inebriated. One, you go right down by the houses, right? You got the houses on the left. Like, they're going to have ropes and some barricades so they don't have to worry about people. That's the worst thing. You'd have somebody jumping in your backyard drunk, stumbling around.
Yeah, and even the events that I've been to, I mean, it's gates open 2 hours prior. It's not all
the party ball.
I mean, I would just even yeah, it's not all of Happy Gilmore 2. I'll even jump into it since we knew that was coming. But yeah, no, it's not. I mean, it's golf in just a different capacity. I don't want to say it's every single hole is like 16 at Waste Management. It's not. At least from my experience at these events. I mean, it's just like I said, yeah, golf in a totally different light. But yeah, there's definitely a more energetic, exciting. I mean, music everywhere, a different feel or vibe throughout the entirety of the event. But I mean, let's say Friday, for instance, Riley Green's performing after the event. Shotguns at 12:05. Gates open at 10. So yeah, gates open at 10. Shotgun at 12:05. 4:30 play wraps up. By 5 o'clock, Riley Green's going on. That's a 75-minute show. So 6:30, everyone's walking out. So it's not quite the all day event like a lot of people.
Well, that's good because we have a group of like 12 going on on Friday, and we're like, man, like we're meeting at my house in Carmel, and then we're all taking Uber. Like we're thinking Riley Green's going on at 9. Since we got the infield pass, right? So I think we get access to something outside of just being inside the robes, a couple free drinks. But yeah, we are amped. The suspense is building to get out there and see with the concert.
Yeah, no, man, it'll be awesome. That they even started putting together the stage yet, as that comes in on just on big trucks like pre-assembled. They'll just drop that in the range and then boom, that'll be up. And then that doesn't come until the week of the event.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that'd be a production too.
I was just getting ready to ask where that stage is going to.
Yeah, so there's actually a retention pond on the northwest side of the driving range. And the stage will be set up on the southeast side of the driving range, and the performer will be facing back towards essentially the clubhouse. So if you can imagine being up on the back patio of the clubhouse, you can essentially look down and relatively see the performance.
And that's gonna be something to see that get rolled in there, and then I'm assuming it just gets rolled out the night after, like right after, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, and then you got Jason Drew Saturday, but yeah, they'll have a little bit different sets and different stage construction from what I've kind of heard. But yeah, I mean, sounds like that thing's just they get that thing in and out.
Now, have you been able to, have you talked to anybody else? I mean, you've got a huge support network there. You've got a bunch of guys from Trine and that have been all over the place that have, some of them have been a part of huge events. Did you reach out to any of them and go, hey man, what should I expect out of all this? Did you reach out for any pointers whatsoever about what to do, or you just said, to hell with it, I'm going to roll with it?
No, I think I just had so much faith in par 5. I mean, these guys and gals, Tim Flaherty, Doug Hapgood, Beth Pinkney, Derek Porter. I mean, all these individuals have been uber supportive and just given us different scenarios and situations. And hey, at Doral, it kind of looked like this, but each property that they go to and each club that they go to is a totally different experience. Yes, they're all trying to accomplish that one singular goal, but all the setups and everything are different. And they've looked at us to kind of help collaborate and figure out what's going to be the best possible situation and operational logistics that go into it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people assume that you're doing all that. You know what I mean? That they don't understand that a lot of these companies, there's a company out there like Par 5 that come out and do that help set up, that help rotate, if you will, and get everything put in place. And I can't even imagine. I mean, I was kind of joking about, your local fair coming to town, but it's almost the same thing. You've got all these things getting thrown up, and there's miles of cable to be run, and there's stuff you got to deal with TV coming in, and man, I can't imagine. I just imagine you sitting out there going, oh my God, just looking at the mass and volume of everything going on. It's just got to be mind blowing.
Yes, it is. I mean, there's if I were to guess, 100 to 150 people on property every day.
Wow.
Just the build-out team. It's incredible. And it's quite funny. I mean, just the sheer amount of noise and music that goes on, just kind of like when a house is being built.
Right.
So no, but overall it's been really, really cool to see. But yeah, as far as our responsibilities go, we've just kind of been the point people if they have questions or need this, that, or the other. and just trying to help facilitate all their needs to accomplish their goal of running a successful event. Because when you look at all the tiers and all the different components that go into this, from LIV down to Par 5, and then Select is the group that is the company that's putting together all the structures and doing the complete build out. And then Par 5's really the operational and logistics team that are saying, okay, this goes here, that, there, this is how this is going to run. Here's all of our different concession areas throughout property. Here's our different areas that'll be sold for hospitality in collaboration with LIV.
So what do you, as far as the players go, I know these guys are probably, since it's not like a week in to week out, like as a PGA Tour, as they're playing every week, you know, we're going to have a bunch of players coming in from the field. And I don't know if you're able to divulge this, but I would assume that some of the residences have probably agreed to let players rent out a house, so that way they're close to the, you know, facilities. They get access to the practice as much as, I mean, I could just see Dave Chambeau like saying, put me up at 10 on the driving range. I'll be out there every day. You know, and then I heard they also are going to provide the players and the caddies and some of the LIV staff access to a really good barber, you know, for a local barber. So, I mean, do they get other special treats? Like, do they treat them nice?
Yeah, no, they really do. I mean, because they've these players and caddies, everyone, they've got a pretty cool setup. Because obviously they'll be playing at Bolingbrook the week prior to us. So this coming up weekend, they'll be up there. And then they'll start heading this way. I mean, whether you take that 35-minute flight or that 3-hour drive from Chicago down to the north side of Indy. So we imagine 15 to 20 players at least would be there on Monday. And then the rest maybe take a day, just kind of spend time with family or whatever. And then there'll be the majority of everyone gets there Tuesday. But yeah, there are a couple players that we've heard are going to rent out some houses in the community, but the majority of them, I mean, I would say 95% of them will be staying at a hotel that they have essentially contracted out through for the event, for the rest of the players, their families, their old teams, and all that good stuff.
Awesome.
So I can imagine.
Yeah, no,
I can imagine that, you know, I know you enjoy your job. I know when I was out there, you were running around all over the place and talking to everybody. What's your level of excitement now when you get up in the morning and you're just like, I can't wait to see what's changed today when we get out there? You know, is it even more exciting to come into work now and just peer out off the patio and go, my God, I wasn't dreaming. This is really happening. And look what's going up over there. And you take random drives around there in a golf cart and go just enamored at all the things that are going on.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. Like I've said a billion times already today, it's really cool to see. But as I've alluded to others, I mean, this is a really, really cool opportunity. But I moved here to the club at Chatham Hills to provide the best possible experience for our membership, first and foremost. And this is a unique opportunity that we're all really, really excited about for this thing to come. It's been 16, 17 months in the works, and it's finally almost here. So yes, that we are all ready for it to be here. We're sick of the waiting game. We've had so much time now to, in my opinion, overthink some things, and it's like, okay, let's just get this thing here, and how the plan that we have in place is going to be successful. Let's roll with that and go, and get the show on the road. But then once Monday, Tuesday hit, I mean, that's when we gotta really take a look forward and be like, okay, now it's time to do what we're here to do, because this event has overtaken a lot. And like I said, it's a very, very exciting event, incredible opportunity for everyone involved, the city, the county, the state, the club, ownership, and our membership, most importantly. But it's not what we all do on a daily basis being in the golf industry. We've got the people that support us and want their club to be the place, their place away from reality, from their busy jobs, stressful jobs. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's their place to relax. So I'm also just as excited to kind of get back to doing what we do on a daily basis.
I can imagine that, but on top of that, I didn't really think about that. With the time you have, it would be hard not to just overthink a lot of things and put way too much into one certain area, as opposed to just going, hey, this is the plan. Let's stick to it. Let's move on to the next roadblock, the next situation, instead of focusing on or just being hyper focused on one small issue that may not even be an issue. You just may be overthinking that it will be.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly.
Has the
Go ahead,
name
John.
recognition and even the build up? Because I know, tickets are going all over the place online now. Have you seen an uptick in like membership application or I'm surprised like the remaining properties on the residential side have to be booming as well. Like, I'm assuming people want to move to a potential, tour level club or, area that could host it again next year.
Yeah, and it really has. I mean, there's been definitely conversations and actions that have been put into place due to all the excitement for the upcoming year and possibly two. So yeah, I mean, they won't get into crazy details, but yeah, it's been very exciting. I mean, for the community in general, and I mean, my goodness, Westfield has done such a good job helping us with this entire project, from the law enforcement team to Mayor Willis and his whole team there, and Hamilton County Tourism, Gabe Amick, who's been our point of contact. I mean, just it's like I've said before. I mean, it's so much bigger than just our club. There's so many people, so many entities, and so many individuals involved in putting together something like this.
Yeah, I just see the rise of the popularity of golf since COVID, right? And the uptick. I mean, even at our small club in Lebanon, we're talking about having to go on a wait list for the first time in club history. And it's like, boom, I could just see like, you guys might even have to put like the application just grayed out on the website because it's like, we got too many people waiting, we're at capacity too.
Yes, exactly. No, it's been awesome to see as far as the demand goes for the membership and for the club in general. I mean, guest rounds, we've seen a big uptick in that. Just everyone obviously wanting to play there at the club, just with all this stuff coming on. Because then you think about it, you've got all the aftermath where you're sitting there watching it on Fox now, and you're like, okay, well, I was there. I made a double there, and look at Bryson just made that thing look super easy.
Yeah, they have a habit of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I played. I mean, this year's been a little crazy after getting ready to celebrate my 1 year anniversary with my beautiful wife, and we've got that coming up in September. So I haven't played a whole lot of golf this year, to say the least, and it's been a lot going on. But she just recently started playing golf, so she's been really the reason I've started playing golf again this year, just because there's been so many other priorities that have come up in life. So I played my first 18-hole round golf the other day with a couple other guys here in the area, Grant Bretnacher, who I believe you guys know as well. And he goes out there and shoots a smooth little 69, shoots 33 on the front. And I mean, made the golf course look so dang easy, which was quite fun to see. But then Jackson Yearling and Mr. Crowder joined us as well out there. So no, it was a lot of fun.
Well, at least you're getting out and playing. I know we were going to ask you that, but I'm glad you at least get out there and have a little bit of a break away from all the hecticness of everything and the daily grind, if you will.
Yeah, no, and that's like I've gone back to a little bit more. So that's part of the golf industry. I mean, we all got into this industry because we love the game of golf. We love playing the game of golf, but at the end of the day, we're all just hospitality professionals focused in the golf field and the golf industry. But yeah, the game of golf is definitely still our passion and one of those things that we still want to do. So was fortunate to play in a couple events this year, but haven't really played a ton. Played with one of our interns, Luke Parker, out of Campbell University, but he's actually from New York originally, and he threw me on his back and carried us, and we ended up finishing second in the pro assistant over at Highland Golf and Country Club just about a month ago. So yeah, have still been trying to play a little bit, so it's been a lot of fun.
Well, Brandon, we won't keep you very long. We know how busy your schedule is with everything you got going on. But I will say, what a cool thing for you to have on your resume, though, to have this, hey, I was a part of this event. Not that you're wanting to leave the club at Chatham Hills or anything like that, but it's just a neat thing for you, probably on a personal level, also to have that little box you can check. I've also been involved in a pro tournament event, of putting this together, facilitating it. So I think that's a pretty unique opportunity that you've got. John, you got anything?
Just appreciate you, sacrificing some time for us, and our listeners will be very thankful that you kind of shed some light into, what it takes to get into it, what it's like during it, and then hopefully all the listeners will be able to get to experience it here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I hope to see you guys out there and everyone else tuning in. So again, really, really, really exciting opportunity. It's something that obviously we never ever anticipated whatsoever, but here we are. What is it? 11 days out when we're at least filming this thing. So no, it's uber exciting, but ready for it to be here.
That was a pretty big smile when you looked and realized it was only 11 days out.
Well, because I still remember last year. I mean,
Yeah.
okay, we got 365 days till this thing, and here we are. Here we are. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but no, uber excited.
Well, Brandon, as always, we appreciate your time, and we thank you for joining us, sir.
No, thank you guys. Appreciate all you guys do, and look forward to chatting with you guys soon.
All righty. You guys have a good evening.